The Svarim HaKadoshim connect the midah of Yesoid to the concept of Shmiras Einayim. Kedusha, the idea of being holy, of being elevated above this world, is connected to the midah which is called Yesoid, which is translated as foundation. And the question is, what does Yesoid foundation have anything to do with Shmiras Einayim? How does having a proper foundation help me to have real Shmiras Einayim, to be able to be connected to the world of Kedusha? And the answer is very simple. The Gemara tells us that when Hillel HaZaken came into the Simchas Beis HaShueva and the Beis HaMikdash, Hillel said a puzzling statement. Hillel said, Em ani kan, hakol kan. If I'm here, then everybody's here. And the Svarim explained that what Hillel HaZaken was saying was, Em ani kan, where I am, wherever I find myself, hakol kan. I recognize that everything that I need is right here with me. Hillel HaZaken said that when a person wants to experience real joy, the joy of the Simchas Beis HaShueva, you have to recognize that you have everything you need right in front of you, inside you, to look inwards as opposed to outside to try to find satisfaction in life. Not to let our eyes wander around us to try to look for things outside stimulation, but rather to recognize emani kan, hakol kan, that the person that I'm having a conversation with is the only conversation that matters right now. The tefillah that I'm davening right now is the only thing that matters. That wherever I find myself, whatever I'm doing, if I'm spending time with my wife or children, if I'm learning or davening, if I'm walking on the street, if I'm able to be truly focused, to have yesod, to have foundation, to be totally present wherever I am, then I know the secret of Shmiras Einayim. Then I stop allowing my eyes to be looking externally to find outside stimulation, but I start to look internally. I start to live a life of pnimius, where I look inwards in order to recognize that Emani kan, hakol kan, where I am, everything is. Because the secret of having proper Shmiras Einayim is midas hayesod, is having a foundation, is being rooted to the place that I am. I had the schus a few years ago to be by the Heilige Amshin of a Rebbe Shlita on Chanukah morning. He spends the whole night preparing for lighting the menorah, lights the menorah right before the morning, and then spends another 2-3 hours by the menorah before he allows people to come into his house. It's already 9-10 o'clock in the morning. He's been up the whole night preparing, involved in avodas achanas, preparation for the menorah, and there's about 100-150 people on a line walking past him to wish him a freilich and Chanukah. The moment that I stood in front of him was a moment I'll never forget for the rest of my life. I stood in front of the Amshin of Rebbe who had been up the whole night. It wasn't the first night of Chanukah. He had done this for days on end. And when I stood in front of him, I felt like the whole world stopped. Everything froze. And he told me the words, a freilich and Chanukah and a freilich and Tamid. That you should be joyous constantly. And I saw what it means to live a life of Yesod, to live a life of foundation, to be totally present wherever you are, that the person that you're talking to is the only thing in the world that matters. And when we're able to live that way, to live inwardly, when we're able to live a life of being present wherever we are, then we're able to know the secret to proper Shmiras Einayim.
Imani kan, koil kan, inani kan,